Introduced by Senators Tello Taitigui and Sabina Perez, Bill No. 210 aims to formally codify and finalize procedures needed to allow the Guam Department of Labor to fully implement and enforce the Pregnant Workers Fairness Act, originally passed in 2022.
With Bill 21038, we have the means to follow through on our commitment to supporting working mothers and families and ensuring that they are treated with dignity and fairness and in the workplace.
Although the law has existed for 3 years, DOL Director David De La Sola said enforcement has been limited because the Department of Labor's rules and regulations were not finalized.
On November 20th, 2023, the Guam Department of Labor held a public hearing to receive input from general public prior to the finalization of the draft administrative rules. However, no one was in attendance and no written testimony was received. We believe that the draft rules are sufficient to enable the fair and equitable implementation of the PWFA statute for both employers and pregnant workers who may need accommodation while they work through the often difficult period of pregnancy and childbirth.
From the Fair Employment Practice Division, Jeff Sablon said he's glad the cause is finally being pushed forward.
Thank you for pushing this forward and having us do our due diligence in terms of making sure that we go out there and exercise and execute this vital act for all pregnant women working on island, and to ensure that they have sound protections in terms of our jurisdiction.
Under the new rules, employers must provide reasonable accommodations for pregnancy or childbirth-related conditions, unless doing so creates an undue hardship on operations. They cannot require an employee to take leave if other adjustments are possible, and may not retaliate against employees who request accommodations. Workers must also provide medical documentation to support their requests. In the event an employer exhibits unlawful practice under this act, the Department of Labor can order remedies such as reinstatement, promotion, or back pay. Employers are also required to post division-approved notices, and penalties for violations range from $1,000 for a first offense to up to $2,000 for repeated violations. The rules allow for appeals and set a clear, fair process for both employees and employers. With the adoption of these rules and more, Guam's Pregnant Workers Fairness Act moves from a symbolic law to a fully functioning system. If the measure passes during session, pregnant workers will be able to rely on concrete protections in the workplace, and employers will have a clear framework for compliance. Nevaeh Anderson, KUAM News.